Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Jeff Gracia, looking at ninja dice. Okay, I got dice, I got ninjas. Ninjas are black, I imagine.
The ninjas are white.
Ninjas are white. Okay, well, you have to tell me this. Clearly, I don't know
So
what's going
Ninja
on
Dice is a fast push-your-luck type game with some new mechanics in it. Ninja Dice, you get to take a roll of a ninja to try to beat a house and get treasure. Now the goal is to, roll your dice, but where the dice land is big in this game. Here you can see there is an actual fortune die that will modify other dice. And for example, this wild over here, it would triple it, and you could use that to help solve the dice. So it has this element of, the push your luck, where you're rolling dice trying to beat things, but also where the dice land plays a big factor. Now the whole push your luck thing is, you'd roll your other dice, but when you roll your dice, the other players also get to roll their dice. And where their dice land and how is how they affect the game. For example, if you roll time icons here, which it shows the time passing, those get locked in. That's their push your luck element, where if 3 time icons come up, you've lost. Okay? Over here you see there's an arrow. This arrow points off the map here. It doesn't look at any dice. That means he can't shoot anyone. But if it happened to be turned this way, and where the dice land is who he could steal money from. So this particular player could steal from, the first player rolling his ninja dice or the other players. So as the game progresses, you are actually trading, treasure back and forth like, oh, hey, I'm going to take a point from you, or I'm going to take a point from you, all while this ninja is trying to solve his house.
Okay, so what's the goal?
The goal of the game is to pass 3 rounds. And in those 3 rounds, the house ends up getting more difficult as you play. You keep adding another die, and it's a little bit harder to beat. And you add another die, and it's harder to beat. At the end of those 3 rounds, you tally up who has the most points or the most treasure, and that is determined as the victor.
Okay. What's the house? What are these representing here?
These are representing the house that the ninjas are in. And, each time a player takes their turn, they're going to roll their house dice to see, what they're going to get to beat. From, locks that you need to lockpick, to residents you need to sneak by, or, use shurikens to defeat, to guards that you actually need to sneak by, or, use shurikens. So it has a lot of strategy element into it, and how, the dice land and how it plays out. But with a layer of player interaction where, you're actually, interacting with the other players and people stealing points, so it keeps people engaged. So unlike other push your luck games where it's one player goes and then rotates the dice, another player goes, this keeps everyone involved where points are flying back and forth.
Okay. With people, of course, participating as well and trying to take you out.
Yep. So the 2 big things here are where the dice land matter. And all the player interaction. Also,
do they matter as well for the active player? How does that? What is?
So
how does it affect it?
So in this case, like say you rolled a bunch of dice, right, and where they land makes a big difference. Like this die over here, he can modify everything of the front face. So he would be able to modify
based on the actual line of the die.
Okay. So if you can get a zoom up of that
no, we
later.
Can't zoom apparently.
Can't zoom? Oh yeah.
That's right.
But. Say, for example, you put a bunch of dice to the side, you've quote-unquote locked those, and you're rolling die, you can actually strategically place them so that you're rolling in between to maybe try to get that arc and try to modify other dice.
Okay.
And same with the other players, when they roll their dice, they may end up rolling it in between your dice.
So at least they have a chance to hit something.
Exactly.
If you're in the middle of everything, you're...
Yeah, yep. Okay. So, and each of these little dice are, marked so that each player knows which die they have.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks very much for the overview.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you very much. We're going to be on Kickstarter in a couple weeks, so stay tuned for Ninja Dice.
Okay. And that's a non-permanent time reference, which won't matter to some people, depending on when you watch it.
Non-permanent
reference. That's right.
Non-permanent. Couple weeks. Yeah, that could be next year for whenever they're watching this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not. They're going to be going in the past.
Look us up at GreenBrierGames.com, and you'll be able to find out more information about Ninja Dice.